So, I'm here with Greg Cipes, Rob Paulsen, Eric Bauza. Thank you for interviewing with Comic Mix and telling us all about what's going to be coming up in the new season. So, yeah, it's always good to see you guys. You're like my favorite folk.
We love you.
And Nickelodeon is always so great with this stuff.
Great.
So, tell me, the end of the third season where we've got, everybody's kind of reset button, we're going back to Earth and everything like that. What can you tell me about where your characters are going in the new season? We can just start with Mikey over here.
You never know what to expect from Mikey.
Yeah.
Where are we going? I mean, we come back to New York, back from space, which is always nice to come home to our fresh turtle lair. And, I don't know what else to tell you other than, you have to watch and see what happens.
That's fair enough.
It's interesting. Greg mentioned we come back from space and we go to New York, which are surprisingly similar.
Yeah.
An oddness factor. But I was saying earlier, I don't want to show my hand too much, but being a fan of the horror genre, especially original, horror, vampires, and Frankenstein and this, there are some nods to things that I find really interesting in this new season that were surprising to me and quite interesting in terms of the franchise, and another strikingly bold direction in which to take the Turtles. I mean, last year we were talking about the excitement of having a 13-story arc with David Tennant.
Right.
And this year we've got some really wild stuff. And Ciro and Brandon are not afraid to try stuff.
I think I've noticed that so far, given the trek in space and everything else.
Fighting-wise and recreational-wise, they're not afraid.
It's pretty wild, man.
Tiger Claw gets married and has like 18 children.
With who? Everyone will want to know.
Well, you're gonna have to tune in.
Are they really cute little children?
They're adorable.
Do you voice them as well as little tiny Tiger Claw? It's like D. Bradley Baker with all the clones. You and all the Tiger Claw kids.
Yeah, EB.
That's great.
Yeah, like Rob said, it definitely veers into a more darker, serious tone. And it's been there before, but this season in particular is very nail-biting.
Very cool. So I know that last season we had Mikey's consciousness, and that's an interesting, journey to take, as you were saying. How did you like dealing with that episode and having to go inside, Greg's brain? I mean, Mikey's brain.
It's always an interesting trip going inside Greg's or Mikey's brain. They're one and the same because Greg is such a consummate professional that when he takes on the mantle of Michelangelo, he becomes Michelangelo. And that is a compliment. I'm telling you, he is the real McCoy. There are not too many people in this day and age who are truly originals. Craig is an original and lives his life exactly the way on his own terms, and it's a pleasure to watch.
Well, how was it like being in my head?
Dude, it was like being on an acid without having to be in trouble for it.
Healthier.
Not that I would know.
Everyone's welcome. Come on.
Not that I would know. If younger fans don't know, I never did that.
Put your hand to the screen.
Right.
Just so you've heard, right?
It is a remarkable thing to watch Greg do his gig and then to see what these guys come up with inside his world.
Yeah.
Is great. But no, man, I've had the good fortune of getting very close to Greg, and he is an original. It's fantastic.
And so you liked having all of them in your head, right?
It's turtle-delic.
It is turtle-delic.
That's great. Well, and we had last season also Donatello was dealing with kind of his intellect being challenged and, not necessarily being secure in himself in some episodes, which is cool because self-esteem is a really important issue for kids to deal with. And so, tell me a little bit about the experience of dealing with that on the show.
Well, I was very aware of that, and I'm glad you brought that up because one of the things that we continue to speak about is the fact that the show is not written to condescend to children.
Which I love.
I love that too.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, the shows on which I've had the good fortune of being involved over the years, over 30 odd years, the reason many of them stick around or get a second breath of life is because of that specific reason that the writers knew that they were not going to condescend the audience. So to the extent there are kids dealing with self-esteem issues, you never know who is going to see, wow, Donatello is really struggling, his intellect is being challenged, by the David Tennant character.
Fugitoid, yes, yeah.
And wow, I get that. I'm the brain in school, and all of a sudden you just never know. And having done so many appearances in which you get to meet people who are affected by these characters, and you guys will know what I'm talking about, so will the audience. There are often many people who watch the shows who are somewhere on the autism spectrum. And when you meet folks, and ultimately their parents, and find that these children have been profoundly affected in a good way via something on turtles that they saw that they can latch onto, that took them out of their box, so to speak. Oh my God, it's a gift to the parents that they could never imagine. And so it's almost a happy accident, but that's as a result of the brightness and the willingness to be courageous by Ciro and Brandon.
Yeah.
Kevin Eastman.
And Kevin
Eastman,
The fact that this show, this whole concept of turtles came from such a beautiful soul like Kevin. And the fact that the turtles are green, green is the heart chakra and the color of healing.
And plants and earth,
and earth and plants.
Yeah.
I mean, it's color therapy just watching our show.
Yeah.
But I hear all the time how even the turtles have brought kids out of cancer remission because it brings so much joy and happiness in their life.
Isn't that great?
That's amazing.
It's just a confirmation that positive energy and good art can be healing.
Yeah. So I mentioned that particular episode. Are there any other episodes from the previous seasons, or maybe something in the upcoming season that you can talk about where other issues, serious issues, are being dealt with in the show that you just saw it and were like, wow, this is really going to impact people, or this is like my favorite thing that they've addressed or something? Is there anything like that?
Overall, I think it's their four brothers. Family. Family is such a big part of what keeps the show together. They can function without each other, and they learn so much from one another. Whatever Mikey's lacking, Leo is strong in, and vice versa. So it's almost like if you're living in a big family or an only child, it's almost like you could be one of the brothers or sisters.
Or if you're trying to accomplish anything in life, it takes a team.
Yeah.
And I feel that's why this show has been so successful and it looks as good as it is, because the Nickelodeon family really, it's such a collaboration, and there's so much love and care that has gone into it on all levels, from all the executives involved, Megan Casey.
Oh my God, she's right there.
No, but it's true. There's so much love and care that goes into all of it that it comes through, and it lets people know it does take a team to accomplish stuff, whether you're saving the world or creating a cartoon or making a difference in your home, in your family, your own personal family, or at school, or whatever it may be. It takes working together and being in harmony and compromising, and in the end it's better than what you could have imagined, because you open yourself up to working together.
That's a great point.
When the turtles they've been away from Splinter for a long time, and when they get to see Splinter again, he's their rudder, he's their leader. And the fact is that, often, Greg talks often about the fact that the original Turtles talk about meditation and martial arts, and one of the primary tenets of martial arts is discipline.
Right.
And
that's another important aspect for kids to learn about, especially in today's society. Sometimes parents don't know.
Out of line, Master Splinter, disciplines them, but in a loving way. He is their father. He is their mentor. And as you get older, as people get older, whether you're trying to get through high school or college, or start your own online business, or lose weight, or do, learn martial arts, it is about discipline.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you have to live like a hermit, but discipline means disciple, and so that you are focused on your goal and you are disciplined to the extent that you have something that you'd like to accomplish. And so, virtually nobody in life that would be somebody, a hero of yours, whether it's a mixed martial artist, or an athlete, or a politician,
or a voice actor.
Everybody has discipline discipline in their life to some extent.
Right.
If their life spins out of control, they usually end up writing a book about it and getting back on track. But if you are a fan of basketball, Kobe was disciplined. If you Hillary Clinton is disciplined.
Right.
Donald Trump, love him or hate him, he was disciplined in making his decisions. So the point is that that's a huge part of what Turtles is all about. And then when they kind of get offline, Splinter brings them back in. So that's a universal message.
So are you guys really excited about working with Hoon again?
With what?
With Hoon Lee.
Oh, I love him. Oh my God.
Having Splinter back. I love him as Splinter, and I'm very excited that he'll be coming back
And he
too.
played the King in the King and
I saw
in New York,
it.
and I went
Yes.
and saw him, and he was amazing.
It was great. Well, Ciro told me about it after you guys went, or when you guys were gonna go, and so then the next time, like, I got tickets, and he was so good. It was really
He
great.
is a real McCoy. He is an actor.
He's truly a guru in real life and a master. So.
But also a guy who's disciplined. He went to Yale, right? The guy went to Yale drama, and that is not an easy thing to accomplish. So once you're there, and you went to George Washington University, right?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
So you're an attorney.
Yeah.
You know that I'm going to
Yes, that's my secret superhero identity.
But you know
Attorney.
what I'm talking about. You just don't, that doesn't happen by accident. You
Oh,
have to
sure,
be dedicated.
sure.
And so I love that overarching message with respect to the Turtles in general.
Yeah.
That they are brothers, they help each other, and they get a little wacky like kids do. They have this thing to focus on.
Well, and I mean, I was fortunate to have parents who were really keen on, making sure I did my homework and studied and all of that. But some kids don't have that, and cartoons can be. I mean, at the same time, I was fortunate. Animaniacs helped raise me. Like Turtles, the original, helped raise me. Hello. I love that.
Yeah, the dedication to this show from all the different generations that are into it. I've never seen anything or experienced anything like it. And the Turtles are just bigger than life, and this world is it's only expanding, it's only growing, and it's exciting to see something so weird and out of the box be so successful. And I think it's inspired a lot.
Yeah.
It's inspired a lot of creativity just on Earth existing. The show is a blessing.
It's a
got to
great
be
thing.
really weird for these guys, the younger guys.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I'm working on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because it was so huge. Growing up.
And me. Oh, I totally. So, well, speaking of that, going back to the previous season, you saw the 1987 Turtles again, and what was that episode like? How fun was that, right?
So much fun. And when matter of fact, the 4 original guys are going to be doing another convention in Tampa,
Nice.
and it is wonderful when we get together because people line up who are 35. They've got their old school Turtle shirts, and they got their 12-year-olds who have their new Ninja Turtle stuff, and Mom and Dad are literally weeping because they're like, oh my God, that very Gordon that's it's the coolest thing, and the deep, like Drake said, the deep love for this franchise is kind of unprecedented. It's crazy. Look at
so
this.
good. What's that?
That's Eric's boy.
Oh, yes, by the way, he's so cute. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Okay, you've got him on the back and the front. That's fantastic. That is so
He
great.
said it's going to get passed on from.
Yeah, and I have so many pictures of me as a little boy, like in all my,
In your
Ninja Turtle
Turtles gear? Aw.
nunchucks.
I've seen you post a couple of pictures, I think. It's so cute. Okay, so one last question before you have to leave me. From the previous season and or upcoming season, any great in the studio story or favorite moment that's happened?
For me, it's any time I get to come in because Tiger Claws here and there, peppered in between.
Right.
If I'm coming in and these guys are just finishing up their portion of the show, it's always so cool to see these guys at work and working with Andrea Romano.
Oh yeah.
Andrea's
What a
She's
talented,
another legend
wonderful,
that gets to be-
nice person too, and so
Yeah,
sharp.
she's the best of the best.
And knowing that I can roll with that crowd is fine with me.
It's ditto. Just being around these guys is a blast. It's I remember in particular one episode. I don't remember what the episode was, but Sean was having a particularly difficult time finishing the line, and I just kind of said, because he's Raphael, and I just said, I can. If that doesn't work, if Sean's having trouble, I can fill in, no charge.
And he turned around and was like,
Yeah. but it is really a labor of love, and we, the fact that we have no problem chatting about it for as long as you need us to chat is a testament to how much we really love being here. We know how lucky we are.
Yeah, every Monday is basically when we record a new episode. So coming into Nickelodeon every Monday and starting my week off that way.
Right?
I couldn't have asked for a better way to start my week.
Can I start my week that way from now on?
Please,
Because I would
come
love
on
to.
out.
Well, it's so fun. I remember as a little boy, and I got slime when I was a little boy on Double Dare. And,
Oh yeah.
and then the first TV show that I was ever on was a Nickelodeon show called Taina. And I got to be, part of that cast, and just always, Nickelodeon always excited me as a kid. So to be able to walk into that world every day, and it's a blessing, and it's exciting always. It never gets old, it never gets dull.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thanks,
It's always
Emily.
a pleasure. I will see you at the panel.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.